welcome back to Pyre. I'm Leah Darling, and let us lead our band of exiles to their freedom and absolution. As last time I legitimately don't remember what we were doing, but I think we're about to conduct a rite. I know Wilfred joined our party quite recently. I don't know if this is for, well, we're literally about to do a rite apparently. Just checking we've got nothing else to do in here. Doesn't look to be the case. I don't really know who we're going to bring into the rite, but we should probably bring a Wilfred, because I don't believe we've used him yet. I also don't remember who we're against. I'm going to assume it's Tamitha and her team. Then Pamitha finds you as everyone is preparing for the coming right against Essence. Despite this meaning yet another confrontation with her blood sister, she seems very calm. I know. I've got your voice. I know what you're thinking, reader darling. So let me assuage any misgivings you might have. It'll be strictly business between me and Tamitha this time. Believe me. I know there's nothing I can do for her. I'm nothing to her. But I still can be of use to all of you. I got Tamitha in here as I was tired of our kind throwing ourselves against a Commonwealth Lancers. Maybe this plan of ours might finally ensure an end to all of that. She flies off to join the others just as night begins to fall and usher in the stars. I feel like I change up Tamitha's voice every time, mainly because I could sort of forget exactly how it goes. But okay, we got another Great Titan. Your adversaries shall deal an additional 5 damage to your Pyre. Biolanthius. I feel like we should give each of the Great Titans things a whirl, shouldn't we? I don't remember which ones we haven't done. Shall never be banished after plunging into Pyre. I don't really know. Which ones do we normally do? We normally do this one, don't we? And we normally do this one. I wonder if that's too extreme. I'm still not that great at the game, so maybe we should play it on the side of caution. But I do want to make it. See, I'm trying to manually balance this so it's a tight game. But you know, I don't want to make it so like overwhelmingly unfair, but also so overwhelmingly easy. Apart from the liberation rights, so those I want to make easy. Sue me, I want to liberate my my friends. Okay, well, we'll do this. We'll give it a shot. Why not? Maybe it'll be too hard. We'll find out. But, you know, we got to lose a right at some point. I feel like it's kind of in the story of the game to be able to have a balance of winning and losing. No? Anyway, I can't remember who on earth we're bringing. Deceiver? Why am I... Oh, yeah. You didn't like us doing something? I don't even remember who you didn't like us joining the party. What's wrong with Wilfred? What's wrong with him? He's a cool guy. I'm gonna be honest, your sacred tradition's kind of lame after a while. It's a bit strange. But very much so, I've not been paying attention to it. Friends? Pardon? We have never had a conversation, dude. I don't know how on earth I could be your friend. That seems a little extreme. Once more does the Commonwealth Once more does this Commonwealth filth darken an already inauspicious night. Panther remains steady alongside your fellow exile, showing no response to being in the presence of our blood sister once again. Tamitha looks right at her the entire time she speaks, but never once acknowledges her directly. But there is no need for any talk between our kind. We forever at cross purposes. No further proof is needed when these circumstances under which we meet. Rather flowerful language. Panther does not acknowledge her. You sense only that she is focused on the right, set to commence at any moment now. So we're going to bring Wilfred, we're going to bring... Okay, we're forced to bring Wilfred. Read up, my girl. Let us confer a moment here. I am returned now to rites, a tradition that I had once disavowed. And, now that I've donned the raiments, the voice knows I am here. It is no matter, really, for our plan is well in motion. 52%? That's not bad, that's about a coin flip. All that remains for us is to prevail. I shall aid you and the others in this task, as best as I can. Let us see now whether these old limbs of mine are still of any use. Alright, so what do you do? Hold X to use Aura Shield. What's your problem, dude, reader? Come on. Oh yes, this is like a reflection thing. It's like a parry, right? He doesn't have a constant aura. Interesting. That doesn't actually use up all that much stamina. And this is his aura, which he doesn't get otherwise. His sapling expires. It is a bit slow, but it doesn't use up much stamina, I will say. And it is a ranged aura cast. I'm still not really sure how to use him properly. Ooh, it hits nearby things. I think we're fine. Now then, Nightwings, I look forward to conducting with you all. If and when, of course, you read a course for us to stand as a triumvirate together. Yeah, probably. Ash and Cole? We have even more? Excuse you, reader. You're besmirching our name right now by being so rude. Okay, oh, she's fully ascended. Natural superiority. So they all have the same thing. 25. So they're super fast. Okay, noted. We are going to, as usual, choose Wolfred. We are going to give him... The bearer's aura remains while grasping the orb but cannot be recast. Well, you don't have an aura, don't you? So that I don't really understand what that will do. So I guess I'll give you this one, despite the fact it will be of literally no use to you. Once our right poverty is restored by 10 instead. Okay. So we're going to choose you. Oh, you do have an aura. Never mind. Oh well. We're probably going to choose May and... No, we should choose Pamela. Who do we want to exile next? It's Sir Gilman, right? So we've got to be careful that Sir Gilman does not fall behind in XP. But it's okay, we'll use Sir Gilman next, right? So it should be fine. We've got to be careful that Bertrude doesn't extend too far ahead, I think. Because Bertrude's probably someone... I have no intention to exile her. Not exile her, free her. Because she seems pretty content down here, I'm going to be honest. So do we want to bring May or Bertrude? I think we'll bring Bertrude so we have some sort of range attack going on. I probably should have checked everyone's abilities because I don't remember them off the top of my head. Oh, I'm ready for them. Come forth, you Commonwealth scum. Sisters, show them no quarter. Like, sure, I guess. I don't know why on earth you did that. Oh, that's interesting. We can be quite safe in there, can't we? What? Hex or defeat. What I was going to say is we can be quite safe inside Wolfred's aura thing. Have hammer for banish adversaries. Alright. Oh, interesting. Dropped. No, I couldn't figure out how to charge it up, I'm gonna be honest. Hey, you can't do that. Stab and flame minus 10. Healed by 10 instead. Okay, so we got to be a bit careful. Obviously. I like the usage of I forgot you have an arcing shot, don't you? I like using... What? Stubborn flame minus 10. Oh, I forgot. We had to jump and stop him from just flying, right? I forgot. I honestly forgot how it worked. What on earth is going on? That should be good enough. Okay. 16. Wolfred is fantastic to control his middle area, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot the jump button, I'm gonna be honest. What is the jump button again? Is it X? I assume it's X. Yeah, okay, it's X. I see. I think I'm gonna miss by charging this up. No? Okay, nice. My aim is true. as it turns out. Oh, I forgot to... No! Jump! Don't say that. It's okay, we still got 2 left. I'm actually being punished for my inability to play this game, which is good. Which is good. What on earth is going on? Oh, that was close. That was dangerously close, but it wasn't close enough. Excuse me? The fact she lands and she pushes me away makes it quite difficult to do anything, I must say. Oh. Oh, no. Oh! Okay, we haven't died yet, we haven't died yet. Okay, so it turns out I've made this a little bit too hard for myself. Or I'm just very not good at remembering to jump, it turns out. I feel like we probably should have gotten Treant dude to get him there. Because now we have to... Now we had to get 3 in a row without ever dying, which is going to be difficult, I think. Come on. We'll slam dunk just in case. 27. I'm not sure we can do this. Especially now because we're 2 on 3. Oh my gosh. No! I don't understand what I'm doing. I'm doing it? Okay, I see. But the shield is what does it for him. Just fly over. Slam dunk it, okay? Ooh, 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 ooh. It's getting close, it's getting close. This is as intense as it gets. Come on, Bertrude. We'll just let our auras sort of like walk over each other here. Go, 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 no, go, go. Oh my god. I will have to do better than that. No! Oh, that was so close. But we actually lost one, which is, you know, kind of good in a sense. So it turns out that's the balance we need. We need to reduce ours by 30, increase theirs by 30, and then whatever the other one was. That was incredibly close, I would say. I messed up too much in the middle there, I've got to be honest. And probably I could have scored with Volfred if I just stopped blinking and just actually walked onto the thing, but I thought Volfred's blink would blink me onto the thing, but he blinked past it and then they spawned and pushed me away with a shield. But oh well, it's inevitable for it to happen. And I'm happy we got a close match rather than actually having to sort of have like a weird back and forth where, you know, well, not really back and forth, a sort of rolled. You and Nightwings may have experienced your first defeat, but this is not the end. Rather, it's an opportunity for you and your fellow exiles to press onward. Volfred, for example, learned a valuable lesson this night. A rush of enlightenment gained from surviving a tough situation, awarded only this one time. Oh, okay, so the first time we lose, we actually get more XP once only? So too has Volfred, not in spite of a setback with the essence, but because of it. So too has Volfred, not in spite of a setback with the essence, but because of it. And Padma is no exception. She has gained more insight here as well. Your fellow exiles all shall gain enlightenment and learn and grow from what transpired. So I guess it's kind of, this is sort of like it's not too bad that you lost, sort of thing. And your story shall continue. The choice of whether to accept such outcomes now and all throughout your quest is to be yours alone. Dregs of a commonwealth, your pyre is ash and your time is past. We shall learn from this, and we shall grow stronger. So that was mainly, I think, I was not very used to using Volfred's abilities there, I'll be honest. And I messed up multiple times while trying to put his stuff to good use. Which is very much on me, I'm not gonna lie. We said less glory. Too much Falcon Run. What? That's a debuff? So, yeah. I mean, things learned could have done that better. You know what? Things I did well. I think I played around with Wolfred's sapling well. You know, it was nice to get Wolfred's sapling and then get Bertrude in there to sort of basically summon out a load of things, clear the way, and get to the end. But I don't really think I used Pyre all too well there. And there were so many goals I let in just because I forgot the button to actually jump and actually stop the thing. And I think that was because Wolfred doesn't have a jump, so I was just being like, what do I use to make him jump? And I was like, I can't remember anything. And that's because he can't jump. He has to shield deflect, which I also did not use particularly well. But, you know, hey-ho. Back of a black wagon, you are taking some time to recover after suffering defeat by the essence, just barely when Wolfred approaches. An unfortunate result, my girl, though I'm confident we can do better. We have a means. There's always a beyond a crystal there if you need it. Nah. The rites may be ending, but we still have time to achieve our plan if we can get better of our adversaries. They actually went up by 1% somehow. Come then, let's see who we shall square against when the next stars align. You know, failure's just a part of life, so it's quite inevitable. The stars yet shine for you, revealing various paths forward. So those greater titans, I don't know if we're going to rebalance them. Maybe we'll try out some of the other ones. But that seems like a good balance of trying to get like a balanced right, where it could go either way of us winning or losing. The accusers, I don't know who you are. I'm going to be honest. I've got no idea of your plot relevance. I don't. Oh yeah, we have challenged you again. But you're the only one we haven't challenged twice. So I guess we'll fight you, even though I don't really remember anything about you, nor whose story you're relevant to in the slightest. You're just kind of there. Your next adversaries are to be the accusers, led by one called Lendo. His cold-mannered head of accusers bears an old grudge, whom I believe you first met many moons ago. His is a tale I hope shall be forgotten. He then tells you what he knows of your next adversary. Lendo the Liar, the first adversary you confronted in Rites, not long after you took the first steps to your path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for a strict and brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Right, okay. Once, he arrested a civilian who hated him on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Right, so he's a corrupt cop. Lendo discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect soon was exiled. Still, he denied the charges even as they cast him downriver. Planted fake evidence, probably. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Lendo. Turned out he planted the damning evidence himself, so he was exiled in turn. In the downside, he soon became acquainted with the Rites, having heard of all of this from several people in high places. He asserted himself as de facto leader of our accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature and prevailed many times under his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty arose, the Nightwings either defeated him or simply did not show. At any rate, Lendo shall be looking forward to our arrival, I expect. We may resume our journey come daybreak, but in the meantime, I would advise taking what rest you can. Do my best. You bid alone minstrel good evening. At dawn you shall take flight again. I'll have a little look at the black wagon. Pick a fruit. River frost. Pow 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 pow. Beyond a crystal. Still expelled. Expelled? I also didn't realise Sandra's status was on. Blasphemy was on there. What's Wolfred's thing? That we can use to check up on his whereabouts. Bertrude's text, Pamother, Headwind. I don't know which one's Wolfred's. I must have scrolled over it. Does it exist? I don't know. Oh well, no big deal. I'll blame Falcon Run for losing us that one instead of myself, of course, because of the -5 hope which Bertrude seemed to have suffered. Of course, I'm joking. I find Falcon Run quite funny, to be honest. Glade of Blue. Do we have any like sightseeing, glowing spots for me to walk over? Oh, hello. Someone to crash into. Who are you? Oh, Admild. You disbelieve every rebirth. You slack. You defeated us. Defeated. Now ye flaunt across the skies. Beware ye who mocks the designs of a withdrawn. Ye cannot comprehend the terrors which shall come to ye in time. Oh, the ones we crash into, the ones like one of the 3 options we had to actually fight in the Rites. I don't know if that's true or not. But that'd be interesting. Anyway, what are we gonna do? Falcon Run, you know, go do something else. Let's go to Cindery, because we don't like get any gold, So there's no point in us going to Falcon 1 to find things. Also, it seems like there's no more conversations to be had with people. So I wonder if that's a good or bad thing. Like, we've done all well or not. Ah, there you are, Rita. Should we get going, then? I don't know where your accent is going to be honest. It's all over the place. Your company alone minstrel on an excursion through the leaves and branches of Cinder Root, which it seems the stars themselves recently shed some of their splendour. Collecting stardust is a laborious and delicate process, but some find it rather meditative. A substance of celestial origin used to enhance talisman's effects. In time, you have gathered a good supply of the stuff and returned together to rejoin the others. You found a pile of stardust. Plus 10? Oh my word. Shimmers with an odd light. Stash it away. That's fantastic. Who should we raise up by plus 10? It seems 20 is the max. So, we don't really have many options. Like, what happened? Oh yeah, I forgot we should have probably doused something with Wolfred, right? To make sure that we, might have actually lived. I wonder if we should have brought May or something instead of Edmilda. I didn't play very aggressively with Edmilda, but maybe I played far too aggressively with May and Sir Gilman. Okay, I don't know who we're gonna give that to be perfectly honest. Maybe we'll give it to Wolfred's thing once we get it. But to the Glades of Lou, straight onto another rite apparently. 2 rites in one episode is a rarity, I must say. Oh, hello. Here in the razor brambles of a black basin, you encounter a messenger imp comes to deliver news and rumours from the other side, so this must be about Hedwyn. The news this time pertains to Hedwyn, whom you liberated at the Ford of Solium. You learn Hedwyn returned safely to the Commonwealth, where he was clothed and welcomed, his past transgressions all forgiven. He was to be groomed for a leadership position of his choice, whether on the council of a blood order, each equally as lucrative and secretive as well. However, he refused, and before the stunned council members could do anything about it, he left them. He since made contact with Wolfred's agents and is working together with them, thus the ranks of the revolution grow stronger. Per the messenger imp custom, the last part of the message was transcribed from Hedwyn word for word, and he says, keep going. I'll see you here. That didn't quite sound like him. That voice didn't sound. Keep going. I'll see you here. Something like that. You thank the messenger imp for relaying this information. Soon your companions are all abuzz about it. A glorious example Hedwyn sets for us all. I always thought Hedwyn was looking for someone out there back home. Do you think you found her? Well done, Hedwyn. Well done, Hedwyn, my boy. I knew you could do it. I wonder if you ever find the one he fell for. He did it. What was your voice? May that boy's spirit infect a lot of you, as would a plague. Oh no, it was an old grandma voice, was it? May that boy's spirits infect a lot of you, as would a plague. Something like that. I don't remember. I can't remember. There's too many voices now. The news of Hedwyn's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with news found resolved. +1 hope. Nice. Good luck, Hedwyn. Let us commence. Right. Falcon Run. Hey guys, come on in. Say now, whatever happened to that smiley Hedwyn guy? Did he like really get out of here? Like, I've been hearing it. What? So what have we got? After dousing Pyre, Bearer's Pyre recovers up to 50% of the damage. This is just a better the other one, isn't it? Yes, it's literally just a better one of the other one. Huh. I wonder if we have no money. So, that's because we never make opportunities to get money. I wonder who this would be best on. Cannot be used by worms, harps, or crones, because we have that, but I don't know who that would even be good on. It might be interesting on Jodari, or just like plodding along. So, be seeing you guys. I wonder how it works with. It probably means you can't put a oh, you know what? It probably turns Wolfred into a very interesting offensive force, where he could just sort of walk forward, reflecting with a shield, right? Though now the familiar surroundings of a glade of blue made preparations faster than before, the stars are already aflame by the time you and the others are gathered. The rites against the accusers are commencing soon. Please be ready, sir. Indeed. I've confronted the accusers many times. I believe I know their tricks by now. You wish them all good fortune in turn, like Laus has said. And together you watch celestial harmony in calm and silence and await the accusers. You know, the combination of having both Bertrude and Wolfred on the team makes an interesting combo. Basically, like, when we're behind, we're not really that behind. Because Bertrude reduces damage done to our Pyre when behind, and does more damage, and Volfrid, like, prevents that one death, right? Yeah, adversaries shall all return from banishment when all are banished. Okay, that sounds too hard. I think we're good with this combination here. I think the health ones make the most sense. And we do additional 5. I think this is fine, you know. If we lose, we lose. It doesn't matter. None of them matter apart from Liberation, right? Really. I wonder if we'll have a thing later on in the Liberation, right, where we're kind of forced to put on a greater Titan thing as well, like we did against Milt, right? Hello.
You are returned once more unto the glade of
Liu?
Your adversaries in the right eve shall be.
I feel like there's an eye missing or a vowel missing there, but what do I know? I thought it was Glades of Liu this entire time.
Ere the break of dawn shall surge forward on the path to glory.
Being a bit grandiose, I must certainly say. Hello, Lendl. You. I don't remember your voice, I'll be honest. We're ready for Unite Wings. Come, accusers. Let's crush them and be done here quickly. Actually, everyone has so much more. Oh, you're free headlines. Headlines not that big deal. Okay, Lendl. Updated bio. What do you're just headline. I don't care what your abilities are. Let me look at your bio. Nomad, Constable. Constable for Peace and Force, Commonwealth, Doctrine and Traditions, through variety of means. Excuse me. Over time, a society built on peace and mercy comes to expect a great deal from citizens. Driven and fixated to corruption, pride. Yeah, I don't know. Visper, Nomad. What's his name? Darben. Who are we bringing? I think I'll bring Volfrid again. Why not? Get better at using him. Maybe we should have changed the trinket, but it doesn't really matter. We got to definitely bring May. We can't bring both Jodario and Volfrid, so I think we had to bring Sir Gilman. For the glory of a Nightwings. If we rank both Jodario and Volfrid, we basically have no offensive capabilities anymore. Especially if we slam dunk with May, so we'd have to forcibly throw things every single time. Come on, Nightwings, we're prepared for you. Just empty. Oh, is this a bramble field? Seized chance. Whee! That was a good seized chance. 27. Yes, this is a bramble one. Have Sir Gilman plunge into their pyres. Literally just happened.
Away with them.
What the heck? I did not mean to do that. Sure. Okay. What? I accidentally passed back to him myself, which obviously I didn't mean to do. I don't know why he did that, I'm going to be honest. But plus 25 gold. We should really try and aim at doing those things. You know what? We should increase our aura by standing here, right? With Why are you so weirdly harsh to Lendl? Oh my god. I keep accidentally passing while I'm jumping. I don't even know how I do that, I'm going to be honest. I don't know why they keep walking into the thing, to be honest. Oh! Alright, I guess. Kinda need Sir Gilman back here, I'm not gonna lie. Sir Gilman is so unbelievably speedy. Of course doesn't do a lot of damage. We probably, what we should do is what we should probably do is think about getting that bonus damage a bit more often. Oh, we didn't make that jump. So, just sort of wait a bit. Just, you know, just chilling. Don't mind us. You just missed. Okay, so what I'm learning is basically I was way worse against the harps than I am just against the standard. These people who just don't really do anything. Get out a bit of a defensive wall. Whee! Headwind, not Headwind. Gilman jumps so far now. I think it's because we upgraded his thing a while back, didn't we? Hear me, accusers. We stop them here and now. Alright. I mean,
certainly enjoys a rousing speech.
yeah, very rousing.
Means nothing in the rites.
What's up with the voice? Why is he so weird now? Was he always like this? I don't. Okay. Well, clearly we got to start balancing the greater titans to the people we face against. We are. I say we. I am terrible against the harps. I am totally fine against headwind. I assume. So it's basically, if they play straightforward, I'm fine. But if they play a bit more gimmicky, I'm just like, what? I don't know what to do. Because I'm also really bad against the drive imps, aren't I? Blast. That decorated constable of a commonwealth should end up having to consort with these fools as these, in these accursed robes and miserable circumstances. Those damn scribes certainly exist, for it's certain they have no love for me, or anyone of decent birth and station. Yeah, maybe because you're like super corrupt or whatever, dude. Ever tried to like being a better person? His bitter attitude toward his Nightwings of a Rites is such that it affects his every move. A shame, really. Maybe we just have to get to know him better, and then maybe he's nicer than he seems? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's kind of the burden of proof is on him, I suppose. So we need to make sure we use Joe Dario next time. No, Sir Gilman's the one being released. We'll use Sir Gilman. Oh, I really like using Sir Gilman, but it's such a shame. But whatever, doesn't matter. Not an ounce of bitterness in your voice there, voice. Our rights demand we act as one mind in perfect unison and harmony and free of any doubt. I've grown more accustomed to being a part of Nightwings of today. So we can either shield his allies, which is interesting. Permanently gains +5 hope. Right, so I want to get this. Aren't they? I don't know when. I would never use this. when am I going to possibly use this? It seems like a cool ability, but I cannot think of a time I would ever use this. It's just like, because I'd have to put a different teammate out in like a vulnerable position, but to be controlling Volfred at that time. It seems so strange. I'm gonna get more hope, and then eventually we'll get to this. And we'll just see where it goes from there. Press X to block airborne adversaries. Yes. Got to keep that in mind. Got to remember that. So next time we fight Tamitha, if there is next time, I'm not really sure. I assume we're running out of rights. So it's half an hour. I think we should continue this conversation next time. I feel like. Yeah, I think we'll continue this one in the next episode, but there's often like 5 minutes of conversation. I don't want to make this a 37-minute long episode. So, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Pyre, I've been Dear Darling. Any likes, comments, subscription, shares are greatly appreciated. Join my Dear Darling Discord, follow me on Twitter down below. Hope we see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So until next time, bye-bye for now.